Desire is the engine that drives us forward. It's not just a fleeting thought, a passing wish, or a casual want. It's an intense, burning force that refuses to be ignored. This is the kind of desire that doesn't just pop up when it's convenient. It's the deep, unwavering urge that gnaws at you day and night. It's the kind of hunger that keeps you awake when the rest of the world is asleep, urging you to keep going even when every muscle in your body is begging you to stop. When you truly desire something, it goes beyond just wanting it. It becomes a need, something that is necessary for your existence. Think about the times when you've truly been driven. Maybe it was a moment when you felt like you had no choice but to succeed, or when the possibility of failure was so unbearable that the thought of not reaching your goal was worse than anything else. In those moments, desire becomes more than a motivation. It becomes a relentless force that won't let you rest until you've achieved what you set out to do. Without that burning desire, it's too easy to give up when things get tough. Without it, you risk settling for less than what you're capable of. But here's the thing, not everyone has that kind of hunger. Some people are content to float through life, to take what comes their way, never truly pushing beyond their comfort zone. That's the difference between those who rise to the top and those who remain stagnant. The world doesn't reward mediocrity, it rewards those who hunger for greatness. When you possess that kind of desire, it makes every decision clear. It becomes easier to say no to distractions, to put in the hours when others are resting, to sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term rewards. It's desire that pushes you to learn what you don't know, to take risks, to confront your fears, and to fail without giving up. Desire is also what sets you apart when everyone else has given up. It's that drive that lets you see opportunities where others see dead ends. It's the fuel that keeps you going when your body and mind are telling you to slow down. When you're hungry enough, you become resourceful. You learn to work with what you have, and when what you have isn't enough, you go out and find a way to get more. You become unstoppable because your desire refuses to let you quit. And here's the kicker. Desire isn't a one-time thing. It's not something you experience once and then move on from. True desire is relentless. It doesn't take breaks. It doesn't pause when you face a setback or hit a wall. Instead, it pushes you to find new ways around the obstacles, to find new angles, new solutions, new strategies. Desire doesn't let you rest on your laurels. It keeps you hungry for more. Because when you truly desire something, nothing ever feels like enough. The journey itself becomes the reward. And the closer you get to your goal, the more hungry you become to reach even higher. Think about the last time you truly set your mind on something. Maybe it was a career goal, a personal achievement, or a dream that seemed impossible. When you wanted it badly enough, it felt like nothing could stop you. You worked relentlessly. Every obstacle became an opportunity to prove your desire, to push yourself further. When you wanted it badly enough, the word quit never entered your mind. And even when you did encounter failure or rejection, it only fueled your fire. It made you work harder, faster, smarter. That's the power of desire. It's not something that can be faked. It's not something you can just decide to feel one day and then expect results. Desire has to be earned. It's a fire that has to be stoked, maintained, and nurtured. It requires commitment, persistence, and a deep belief that what you're working toward is worth the struggle, the sacrifice, and the pain. Without that fire, there is no energy to move forward. There is no momentum. Without desire, there is nothing to propel you from one day to the next, nothing to drive you when the odds are stacked against you, nothing to give you the strength to keep going when everything else seems to be falling apart. Desire also teaches you the value of patience. When you're hungry for something, you don't expect instant results. You understand that some things take time. You may have to put in years of work before you see the fruits of your labor, but the hunger remains. The desire pushes you to keep going, to trust that the effort will pay off in time. Desire doesn't settle for shortcuts. It doesn't cut corners or take the easy way out. It demands that you give your best effort every single time. In a world where distractions are abundant and temptations to take the easy path are everywhere, desire is the anchor that keeps you grounded. It is the force that makes you believe in yourself even when no one else does. It is the reason you continue day after day, week after week, chasing your dreams with everything you've got, knowing that the outcome is worth the effort. When you have a burning desire, nothing else matters. You will sacrifice anything and everything to make that dream a reality. You will push through the pain, the doubt, the fear, because that desire will never let you rest. And in the end, it's that hunger that will make all the difference between success and failure. There will be moments in your life, moments that test the very core of your being, when it seems like everything is falling apart, when the weight of failure, disappointment, and rejection threatens to bury you. It's in these moments that your true character is tested, and it's your will to keep going that will define your future. Success is never guaranteed, and the journey is rarely a straight line. In fact, the path to success is often filled with obstacles, unseen, unpredictable, and unrelenting. There will be times when you feel like giving up is the only option. You'll face setbacks that make you question whether you even have what it takes. But it's in those very moments, when giving up feels like the easiest choice, that the most crucial decision of all must be made to keep going. The will to keep going is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who let them slip away. It's the strength to keep pushing forward even when your body aches, your mind is exhausted, and your spirit feels broken. It's the resilience to rise again after you've fallen, and to keep moving even when you don't know how things are going to turn out. There is something deeply powerful in the simple act of continuing. When everything is telling you to stop, when the world around you is giving up, the act of choosing to keep going is an act of defiance. It's saying, I will not be defined by my circumstances. I will not let this defeat me. The will to keep going is a refusal to be a victim of your environment. It's a decision that you are stronger than the obstacles in front of you, that no matter how hard things get, you will persist. This will doesn't come from external motivation. It doesn't come from the applause of others or from people telling you that you can do it. It comes from within, from a deep well of determination that you cultivate every single day. It's a mindset that you adopt and nurture, a belief that no matter how difficult the road ahead may seem, the rewards will always outweigh the struggle. The will to keep going is born from your desire, your hunger for success, and the realization that no matter how many times you fall, as long as you keep getting back up, you are moving forward. This is where most people fail. They get discouraged by the first sign of hardship. They give up when the going gets tough because they never develop the internal strength to push through the rough patches. But the truth is, the journey to success is not for the faint of heart. It's not for those who only want the rewards without being willing to fight for them. Success demands that you endure the hardships, that you look at the challenges ahead of you and say, I am not afraid of you. I will rise above you. There will be moments when the world seems to be against you, when every door you knock on remains shut, when every effort you make feels like it's in vain. But the will to keep going teaches you that these are just the temporary obstacles that every successful person has faced. The world doesn't hand success to anyone. It's earned through hard work, through sacrifice, and through the ability to keep going even when it feels like nothing is working. The most successful people are not the ones who have never faced failure. They are the ones who have failed the most and yet continued to rise. They are the ones who learn to embrace failure not as something to fear, but as a lesson to be learned. They know that failure is not final. It's just a part of the journey, a stepping stone that leads them closer to their goal, and they keep going. It's also important to realize that the will to keep going isn't always about physical strength. It's often about mental toughness, the ability to push through the doubts and fears in your own mind. There will be moments when your greatest enemy isn't the external circumstances, but the voice inside your head telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll never make it, that it's just not worth it. But when you have the will to keep going, you don't listen to that voice. You silence it. You recognize it for what it is, just a passing thought. And you press on anyway. You have to train yourself to keep going, even when it feels impossible. And you do this by breaking things down into smaller steps. Instead of focusing on the entire journey, focus on the next step. Focus on what you can do today, right now, to move forward. It's easier to take one step forward than to try and tackle the whole mountain at once. The will to keep going is built one small victory at a time. Every day that you push through the doubt, the fear, and the exhaustion, you are strengthening your willpower. This is why resilience is so important. It's not just about having a dream. It's about having the stamina to keep working toward that dream when the going gets tough. The will to keep going means that when life knocks you down, you get back up. You don't stay on the ground. You don't stay defeated. You keep fighting, and with every battle you win, you get stronger. Life doesn't care how many times you fall. It only cares about whether you get back up. Your future is determined not the times you've been knocked down, but by how many times you've risen. And that, my friends, is the true power of the will to keep going. There's a common misconception that success should come easily, that if you're on the right path, the road should be smooth. We're often sold a narrative that the most successful people simply found a way to make it effortlessly. But the truth is, the most successful individuals are the ones who learned to embrace the struggle, who saw hardship not as a barrier, but as an essential part of the process. The struggle isn't the exception, it's the rule. When you set out to achieve something meaningful, when you push yourself toward greatness, the journey is never without challenges. There are no shortcuts, no easy wins. Every victory comes with its own set of obstacles, and it's not until you truly accept this fact that you can begin to see success for what it is, the culmination of struggle, persistence, and growth. You don't overcome the struggle by avoiding it or wishing it away. You conquer it by embracing it, by allowing it to shape you into the person who can handle the rewards that success brings. Struggle has a unique way of revealing the strength you didn't know you had. It forces you to dig deep to discover new reserves of energy, resilience, and creativity. When things aren't going as planned, when failure seems imminent, there's a certain kind of power in the decision to continue moving forward. It's in these moments that you decide who you truly are. You see, it's easy to feel motivated when things are going your way, but it's during the hardest times, when the world seems to be against you, that your true strength is revealed. Struggling forces you to confront your weaknesses, face your fears, and challenge your limits. And in the process, you grow stronger, more resourceful, and more determined than ever before. The discomfort of struggle teaches you lessons that success alone could never offer. When everything is easy, you don't have to stretch yourself. You don't have to get uncomfortable. But when you're forced to confront adversity, you begin to see the world differently. You develop a deeper sense of who you are, what you can handle, and what you're truly capable of. The struggle sharpens your focus and clarifies your vision. Because when you're in the thick of it, you realize just how important your goal really is. The harder you work, the more your sense of purpose becomes crystal clear. In fact, struggle is often what prepares you for the next level of success. It toughens you up for the challenges you'll face as you rise higher. Every failure, every setback, every moment of hardship gives you a taste of what's to come. And if you can handle the pressure now, if you can rise above the struggle, you'll be better prepared for the even bigger challenges waiting ahead. The struggle doesn't just make you resilient. It prepares you for greater responsibility, bigger opportunities, and a higher level of success. The struggle also teaches patience. We live in an era of instant gratification where everyone expects things to happen quickly. Social media shows us the highlights of people's lives, the moments of success, without the months or years of hard work behind the scenes. It's easy to think that things should come fast. But the truth is, every great achievement takes time, and the process requires persistence. You cannot rush greatness. You cannot bypass the struggle. The longer the road, the sweeter the reward. When you embrace the struggle, you stop focusing on how long things are taking and instead focus on the progress you're making, no matter how small. You begin to appreciate the journey for what it is and not just the destination. Another crucial element of embracing struggle is learning to let go of the idea of perfection. We often think that in order to succeed, we must get everything right on the first try. But nothing in life works that way. Perfection is an illusion. Success comes through learning from your mistakes, failing, getting up again, and trying something new. The struggle teaches you to be comfortable with imperfection, to accept failure as a natural part of the process. In fact, the struggle itself is the teacher. It provides the lessons you need to improve, refine your skills, and get closer to your goals. Without it, you would never have the opportunity to grow. Struggle is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally, showing the way when you're lost and guiding you forward when you think you've reached your limits. When you begin to view struggle in this light, as an opportunity for growth rather than something to be avoided, you unlock a new level of power within yourself. No longer do you see obstacles as threats. You start to see them as stepping stones, each one taking you closer to your ultimate destination. Every difficulty becomes a challenge to overcome, a problem to solve, and as you conquer them, you build a sense of confidence that is rooted in real experience, not just theory. It's easy to look at successful people and believe that they have some magic formula that makes their journey easier. But the truth is, they've simply embraced the struggle. They've endured the hardships, persisted through the failures, and grown stronger in the process. The reason they stand where they do now is not because they had it easier than anyone else, but because they chose not to give up when the struggle became too intense. They understood something fundamental. Success is not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them head on, learning from them, and coming out stronger on the other side. The struggle is the forge in which greatness is made. It is the pressure that forms diamonds, the heat that strengthens steel. It is the force that shapes you into the person you need to be to achieve everything you've ever dreamed of. Dreams, no matter how big or small, will remain just that. Dreams, unless you take action. The world doesn't reward you for what you hope for. what you wish would happen or for the plans you've made in your mind. It rewards you for what you actually do. The simple truth is that without action, nothing changes. You can talk about your goals, write them down, and visualize them every single day, but if you don't take action, you're not moving any closer to achieving them. Action is the bridge between your dreams and reality, and without it, you'll never get anywhere. There's a difference between wishing for success and working relentlessly for it. Many people find themselves stuck in the wishful thinking phase. They want more success, more freedom, more happiness. They never put in the effort to make those desires a reality. It's easy to be enamored with the idea of success, to romanticize the end result. But the path to success requires more than just desire. It requires relentless, consistent action. Action is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Dreamers wish, hope, and wait. Doers take steps every single day, no matter how small, to make their dreams come true. The key to relentless action lies in understanding that success is a process, not an event. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you look at your goals and see how far away they are. The distance between where you are now and where you want to be can seem insurmountable. But success isn't built in one giant leap. It's built one step at a time through consistent, purposeful action. The secret is to focus on the process rather than the end result. When you take action every day, you move closer to your goal, even when it feels like progress is slow. And in the end, all those small steps add up to something massive. Taking action also means being adaptable. The road to success is rarely straight. There are curves, detours, and roadblocks along the way. If you're committed to taking action, you have to be willing to adjust your approach when things don't go as planned. Action isn't just about moving forward. It's about staying flexible and finding new ways to overcome the challenges you encounter. When one path doesn't work, you don't give up. You pivot. You find another way because the goal is still there, waiting for you. People who succeed aren't always the ones with the best plans. They're the ones who refuse to stop taking action, no matter what setbacks they face. Moreover, relentless action requires a deep commitment to discipline. It's easy to act when you're motivated, when you're feeling excited and full of energy. But motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you moving when the motivation wanes. It's the ability to keep working when you're tired, when you're discouraged, or when things aren't going your way. Discipline is the foundation of relentless action. It's what ensures that you show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. When you rely on discipline rather than motivation, you make progress consistently. You move forward even when you'd rather stay in bed because you understand that every day counts and that every bit of effort you put in is bringing you closer to your goal. Taking action also requires a willingness to fail. Most people are afraid of failure. They avoid taking risks because they don't want to make mistakes. But the truth is, failure is an inevitable part of success. Every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone that teaches you what doesn't work so you can find what does. If you're afraid to fail, you'll never take the necessary risks to grow and evolve. Taking action means putting yourself out there trying things and not being afraid to fail. It means understanding that each setback is simply an opportunity to learn and improve. If you're willing to fail and to fail fast, you'll get closer to success more quickly than those who never take risks. Another critical component of relentless action is consistency. It's not enough to take action or twice and hope that things will magically work out. Success requires showing up day in and day out, putting in the work, and staying committed to your goals, even when it's hard. It's easy to get excited in the beginning of a new project or goal, but the real test comes when the initial enthusiasm fades and the hard work begins. It's in those moments that consistency matters the most. When you consistently take action, no matter how small, you build momentum. Momentum is the force that drives you forward, and once you've built it, it becomes much easier to keep going. Relentless action also means not waiting for the perfect time to start. If you're always waiting for the right moment, for the ideal circumstances, you'll be waiting forever. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is now. The right time is when you decide to take action. So many people delay their dreams because they're waiting for everything to fall into place. But the truth is, nothing will ever be perfect, and you can't wait for everything to align. You have to take action despite the uncertainty, despite the imperfections, because the process of taking action will help you figure out the rest along the way. Taking action relentlessly also requires passion. Passion fuels the fire that drives you to keep moving forward. When you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like purpose. Passion is what keeps you going when the tasks are repetitive, when the days are long, and when the results aren't showing up as quickly as you'd like. When you're passionate about your goals, every action you take feels meaningful. It's not about simply crossing items off a to-do list. It's about the deeper sense of fulfillment that comes from working toward something you care about deeply. Success doesn't come from wishing for it. It comes from taking action, relentlessly, consistently, and with unwavering commitment. A relentless mindset is the foundation of success. It's the mental framework that allows you to push forward when everything around you suggests that you should stop. It's the refusal to accept failure as permanent, the ability to see setbacks as temporary roadblocks, and the drive to always keep moving forward, no matter what challenges arise. Developing this kind of mindset is not an overnight process. It takes time, discipline, and practice. But once you adopt a relentless mindset, it becomes an unstoppable force that fuels your journey towards success. The first key aspect of a relentless mindset is resilience. Life, by its nature, is unpredictable. There are going to be times when things don't go as planned, when things break down, when everything you've worked for seems to fall apart. In those moments, resilience becomes your most valuable asset. It's the ability to bounce back, to keep going when the easy thing would be to quit. Resilience doesn't mean you won't experience pain, frustration, or disappointment. It means that when those feelings come, you don't let them define you. Instead, you learn from them, adapt, and keep pushing forward. It's about finding a way to turn adversity into fuel for progress, using the hardships you face as lessons that make you stronger. Resilience is also about maintaining focus. When life gets tough, it's easy to become distracted, to lose sight of your goals, or to allow negative emotions to cloud your judgment. With a relentless mindset, you understand that distractions are just that. Temporary interruptions that don't define your path. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, you keep your attention on what's going right and what you can control. You choose to focus on your end goal, the vision you have for your life, and the steps you can take to keep moving toward it. Even when circumstances aren't ideal, you maintain your determination and refuse to let anything knock you off course. The second component of a relentless mindset is self-belief. Without belief in yourself, it's easy to give up when things get tough. Self-doubt creeps in, telling you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable of achieving your dreams. But a relentless mindset is built on the foundation of unwavering self-belief. This doesn't mean that you're always confident or that you never experience doubt. It means that when doubt arises, you don't let it stop you. Instead of allowing negative thoughts to control your actions, you trust in your abilities and your potential. You recognize that setbacks are just part of the process and that your dreams are still attainable, even when you encounter obstacles. Belief in yourself gives you the courage to take risks, to push through fear, and to keep going when others might quit. Another key element of a relentless mindset is the ability to embrace discomfort. Growth, progress, and achievement rarely come from staying within your comfort zone. In fact, it's often the discomfort that you experience while pushing your limits that leads to the greatest personal development. A relentless mindset embraces this discomfort, understanding that it is a necessary part of the journey. When you're faced with challenges that make you feel uncomfortable or uncertain, instead of backing away, you lean into them. You understand that each challenge is an opportunity to become better, to learn more, and to prove to yourself that you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. The more you step outside of your comfort zone, the stronger and more resilient you become. Embracing discomfort allows you to stretch your limits and discover just how much you're capable of achieving. Along with embracing discomfort, a relentless mindset also demands patience. The world today is full of instant gratification. We live in an age of quick fixes, where people expect results to come immediately. But true success takes time. It requires persistent effort, consistency, and the willingness to stay the course even when the results aren't immediately visible. Patience is crucial when developing a relentless mindset. It's about understanding that everything of value takes time to build. Whether you're pursuing a career, working on a personal project, or striving for a healthier lifestyle, the results won't come overnight. A relentless mindset understands that success is a marathon, not a sprint, and that every small step forward is progress. Patience doesn't mean waiting passively. It means continuing to take action, staying focused on the goal, and trusting that the effort you put in will eventually pay off. Discipline is another cornerstone of a relentless mindset. It's not enough to just want success. You need the discipline to do what needs to be done every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is about showing up consistently, even when motivation fades or when distractions threaten to take you off course. A relentless mindset recognizes that success is not about one grand gesture, but about 1,000 small disciplined actions over time. Whether it's waking up early to work on your goals, pushing through fatigue to finish a task, or staying focused, when the easy choice is to give up, discipline ensures that you stay on track. It's the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who fall short. Discipline is the muscle that strengthens your resolve and makes the relentless mindset a habit, not just a temporary state of mind. Finally, a relentless mindset is one that thrives on continuous improvement. It understands that there's always room to grow, that no matter how much you achieve, there's always another level to reach. People with a relentless mindset are never satisfied with mediocrity. They are always looking for ways to improve, whether it's by learning new skills, refining their processes, or pushing themselves to achieve more. They don't rest on their laurels or get comfortable with where they are. They are driven by the idea that there is always a better version of themselves to strive for. This drive for constant improvement ensures that the relentless mindset never stagnates. It keeps evolving, adapting, and growing stronger with each challenge faced. A relentless mindset is the secret to achieving greatness. It is the mental framework that empowers you to keep going when others quit, to see failure as a learning opportunity, and to continuously push forward despite the difficulties. In the pursuit of success, the most powerful factor that sets individuals apart is not talent, luck, or even intelligence. It is a relentless, unyielding mindset. Throughout the journey, the ability to push past obstacles, to embrace discomfort, and to continuously take action separates those who achieve their dreams from those who fall short. Success isn't handed to you, it's earned through perseverance, adaptability, and a commitment to taking one step forward, no matter how difficult the path may seem. Each moment of struggle, each failure, and each setback is simply another opportunity to grow stronger and refine your approach. By embracing the struggle, developing a relentless mindset, and maintaining the will to keep going, you equip yourself to turn challenges into triumphs. It's not about avoiding the hard times, but about seeing them as stepping stones toward the life you envision. The key lies in cultivating resilience, discipline, and a focus on continuous improvement, even when success feels far away. When you build the habit of relentless action, you create the foundation on which greatness is constructed. In the end, success is not a destination, it's the culmination of a mindset and actions that, when combined, create the momentum needed to achieve your goals. Relentless action, embrace struggle, and the refusal to ever give up are what turn dreams into reality. And once you adopt this mentality, you become unstoppable.